Hi, I'm Satoru. Today we are covering a new anime. The story begins when a boy suddenly wakes up and immediately notices something strange. His hands are incredibly small. Confused, he looks around and realizes he's inside a massive, unfamiliar kingdom. Before he can process anything, a maid rushes over in panic, worried that he might fall out the window. The boy apologizes politely, explaining that the scenery outside was so breathtaking that he lost himself admiring it. His elegant choice of words shocks the maid. She can't believe someone so young could speak like that. She reminds him that he's only 2 years old, which completely stuns him. Inside his mind, the boy knows that can't be right. He clearly remembers being much older. He starts piecing things together and recalls faint memories of living in this place before. That's when it hits him, this might be reincarnation. He remembers that his name is now Vaughn, maid is known as Till, and his full name is Vaughn Ferruccio. His father is Maris, and his older brothers are Mercia, Jared, and Sesto. Even at his young age, he's amazed that he can recall and pronounce everyone's full names so clearly. Later, the entire family sits down for breakfast. The atmosphere is tense and serious, but Vaughn stands out immediately. Unlike his brothers, he's cheerful and polite, which makes the maids absolutely adore him. He eats all his vegetables properly, chews carefully, and behaves like the perfect child. The maids praise him non-stop, treating him like a precious treasure. Vaughn jokingly thinks it feels like he's a VIP guest at some high-class hostess club. Once the jokes fade, Vaughn seriously evaluates his situation. He's clearly been reborn into a new world, but his memories from Japan are still intact. Maris suddenly questions Jared about his studies for the day. Jared confidently replies that he'll be learning fire magic and battle formations. Sesto answers next, saying he'll focus on magic training. When Maris asks Vaughn, his answer surprises everyone. Vaughn says he wants to begin by learning the country's culture and history, since there's still so much he doesn't understand. This response leaves his brothers speechless, while Maris bursts into laughter. He admits that he may have spoiled Vaughn since he was the youngest child of his late wife, Mira, but seeing such maturity at just 2 years old fills him with pride. Maris firmly believes Vaughn will inherit powerful fire magic just like Mira and himself. He confidently declares that the family's future is secure and looks forward to Vaughn's magic aptitude test when he turns 8. Vaughn later reflects on how important magic aptitude is in this world. Offensive magic determines a person's value, especially among nobles who protect the population. The 4 respected elemental magics are fire, water, wind, and earth. Anyone born with magic outside these elements is considered a disgrace. Every member of Vaughn's family possesses one of these elements, except him. As time passes, Vaughn becomes deeply interested in learning about the kingdom. While studying a map, he asks if a nearby port is the only place ships can sail from. Till explains that dangerous monsters roam the deep seas, making other routes impossible. Fascinated, Vaughn eagerly asks about the different races in the world. Till begins listing elves, dwarves, and others before the maids interrupt, saying it's too advanced for a 2-year-old. Till apologizes, but Vaughn reassures her. He wants to learn everything he can. Next, he asks about magic tools. Till explains that magic crystals, gemstones, ores, and certain rocks can store mana. These materials are used to create magic tools based on a person's magic aptitude. The maids are stunned by how quickly Vaughn absorbs all this information. Their lesson is interrupted by the butler, Esparta. He acknowledges Vaughn's age and basic education but wants to test how much he truly understands. Vaughn remembers that Esparta has served his father for many years and is extremely capable, though terrifying at times. Vaughn modestly says his reading isn't great, and that he only knows basic addition and subtraction. Esparta immediately tests him by holding up several fingers. Vaughn calmly counts them correctly. After observing this, Esparta suddenly announces that he will personally tutor Vaughn. Vaughn is horrified, the lessons begin instantly, and they're brutal. Esparta shows no mercy, but thanks to the intense training, Vaughn learns to read and write within weeks. Though Vaughn wonders if such studying is even healthy for a toddler, the results are undeniable. Over the next 2 years, he studies non-stop until he turns 4. Now 4 years old, Vaughn begins sword training with Till, though he's no match for her. She defeats him easily and teases him afterward. The other maids scold her, warning that mocking a noble is punishable by death. Vaughn insists he doesn't mind, but understands he must maintain noble authority. He pretends to punish Till by flicking her forehead, shocking everyone. He declares the matter settled, leaving Till stunned and grateful. Vaughn trains daily, and by the age of 5, he's able to spar evenly with older trainees. Thanks to his past life experience, he easily outmatches children and soldiers alike. After a match, he kindly helps his opponent up, astonishing everyone. Unlike his brothers, Vaughn treats people of lower status with respect, earning widespread admiration. During a break, the deputy commander D approaches Vaughn and notices something strange: his hands lack calluses. D learns that Vaughn's studies are so intense that sword training is limited. D reveals that Esparta was ordered to make Vaughn study 3 times harder than anyone else. Shocked, Vaughn finally understands why his schedule was so extreme. D insists Vaughn should focus on swordsmanship instead of academics and vows to personally train him into the kingdom's strongest swordsman. Though over the top, D's determination is unmistakable. Vaughn explains that he enjoys both studying and sword training and promises to balance them. D agrees, though his training turns out to be merciless. Vaughn spends hours swinging his sword hundreds of times daily. Even during breaks, D forces him to squat instead of resting normally. Vaughn starts questioning whether D is a demon or just an idiot. Still, Vaughn reflects that despite the hardship, he feels happier than ever. His reincarnated life is exhausting, but fulfilling. By age 6, Vaughn is regarded as a prodigy. However, constant studying and training eventually take their toll. One day, he collapses from exhaustion. Realizing he's not enjoying life at all, Vaughn asks Till to take him outside to play. He decides to visit the market. At the market, Vaughn reflects on his strained relationship with his brothers. As potential heirs, rivalry runs deep, and standing out too much could be deadly. Determined to survive, Vaughn decides to act like a normal child instead of a prodigy. Suddenly, Vaughn notices a man shouting at a tied-up child. The man claims the boy is his son and says he's selling him into slavery. Till explains that impoverished families often do this to survive. Vaughn is disturbed. A woman named Rosalie introduces herself from the Chamber of Commerce. After evaluating the child's weak magic aptitude, she values him at 3 silver. The father explodes in rage and drags the boy away, until Vaughn steps in and offers 5 silver instead. The father takes the money without hesitation and leaves. Vaughn frees the boy, whose name is Sun, and tells him he's free. When Kamsin has nowhere to go, Vaughn decides to take him in as a slave, the only way to legally protect him. A slave contract is sealed, marking both their hands. Surprisingly, Kamsin is proud of the mark, calling it proof of his bond with Vaughn. Later, Kamsin lies to protect Vaughn from D, and ends up being dragged off for sword training instead. At age 8, Vaughn's magic aptitude is finally tested. Everyone expects fire magic, but the result is disastrous. Vaughn possesses production magic, considered the most useless type. Maris explodes in fury, calling Vaughn a disgrace. Consumed by rage, he raises his sword, ready to kill his own son, until Mercia intervenes. Mercia proposes sending Vaughn to a remote, monster-infested village, essentially a death sentence. Maris agrees, declaring Vaughn the lord of that land. Though dangerous, it saves his life. Despite everything, Vaughn remains optimistic. Joined by Till, D, Esparta, Kamsin, and hired adventurers, he leaves home. Though meant to be secret, the entire kingdom gathers to see him off, thanks to D. Overwhelmed by support, Vaughn smiles as he departs, determined to live freely and make the most of his second life. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video.